But get the touching in right now. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Stump. We do it every Wednesday, 3-ish o'clock, where we have local bands come in. We talk about what's going on in the music scene, talk about their music, promote whatever kind of shows are coming up, and everything else under the sun. And there's no rules. We'll just talk about whatever. Doesn't matter. But obviously, I'm really excited right now because this is a treat because you guys are one of the hardest hitting bands and most fun to watch.
Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Stop.
The one and only Wine Witch, Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Been looking forward to it for a week.
Awesome. You know, I'm pumped to have you, dude, because there's a lot of people, you know, everybody is trying to do, like, everybody's doing their own sound and stuff like that, but you guys put on one kick-ass show that I wish everybody could watch. Because there's like a few bands that I love the music, but when you see it live, you're like, okay, I can't do that. You know, like to see something special that kind of like, you know, I'm like, all right, you really have to bring your ass and your guns with you.
We were actually just talking about that outside before we walked in here. Like, we'll forgive a band for not being musical virtuosos, but if they put on an awesome show, like, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what gets me out, you know.
David and I talked about that a lot for a long time, just like the idea of, I don't go to shows to like watch you be good at guitar. I go to shows to have a good time. So, like, I think that's the kind of energy we bring every time we play. Is that, like, you're coming out, so like we want you to have an experience when you come see us. And we'll, you know, we make good music, but also like we want you to be engaged and like feel the energy that's coming out. So,
yeah, if we're not into it, then I don't. How am I to expect you to be into it? You know.
100%. Yeah, it's a tough sell if you just sitting there going, man, it's kick ass on the album. But
although we could try that for one, we could try to just we could get some matching suits and just
stone face people.
Well, I think someone told me that when we first started playing here in town. They're like Memphis is a music town. Yeah, blah 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 blah. We all know that, but like because it's a music town, people have been spoiled here for a while because there's an abundance of talent. So if you don't give them something special, that they'll just be like, all right, just another one. And I would say, I'm going to kiss your ass a lot during when we talk. You guys are a special band in that regard. You got like even if it's not going your way, sweat your ass off so it looks like you did some work.
100%.
Yes. Yeah.
I said keep them down.
So we got some pits.
That's just a constant statement.
It's literally, it could be cold outside. I don't know, it doesn't matter.
I was made for the Alps. I don't know what I'm doing in Memphis.
What kind of deodorant would you not recommend to somebody?
I haven't found the deodorant that stops this.
Ed and I lived together for 3 years, and I'd be like, hey, Ed, let's go to the gym. And I would just say gym, and he'd start sweating.
At the thought.
Yes.
Well, okay. He went, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, getting there is half the struggle. It's like getting
All
to practice.
In my case, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. we got practice right
Oh, man. We're good about time, though. I would say that I made a post on our Instagram. It was a video. We had a whip. I don't know why you have a bullwhip. First of all.
Oh yeah.
I know.
A bullwhip?
He has
it's a buggy whip. Bull whips don't have a stiff section. Buggy whips have a stiff section.
Oh, okay, it's a buggy whip. Well, even more so.
Pardon.
Do you buggy much? I don't.
Dude, a buggy all day.
Well, after this, we'll talk about S&M bars,
Dude.
and we'll find out the spots to go to get that, scratch that itch.
He needs all the help he can get.
Whip will scratch.
We had an after hours, late night version of this.
Oh,
Yeah,
seriously, what's the bullwhip for?
Oh, man, I got that probably when I was 6. I think it's been a part of my life for
so many
long.
questions.
Yeah.
You still didn't answer the question as to why.
Got
you
my
went,
first leather
okay,
mask with zipper, my gimp mask.
I'm pretty sure my parents took me to the Casey Jones Museum over in Jackson or wherever it's at, and there
That's
it
a
was.
great museum.
And 6-year-old Ed was, I want that. And my parents, being the darling people they
they're
are,
very
bought
sweet
me the whip. And I've had it ever since.
I think I got a train at the Casey Jones Museum. You got a whip.
Obviously, we're not talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, we are. Wait, now I'm ignorant.
It is.
Casey Jones Museum, is he like an old
Oh,
cattle
it's
rancher?
in Jackson,
He
right?
was a train driver.
He's a train
He was
guy.
a train engineer, yeah.
Okay.
And then, driving that train high on...
That's what Casey Jones, yeah.
Yeah, he's a train engineer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that either.
Fun fact.
Yeah. Where's this museum?
I think it's in Jackson.
In Jackson?
It's right off of 40. You'll see signs for it. Yeah, when you
Sounds cool.
Yeah, you're all excited about it. You're like, cool, man, a train museum?
Sun Studio, Stax Museum, Casey Jones.
Casey Jones, man.
All right.
They had a great collection of Thomas the Tank Engines, if I recall.
I would love to go to the part where they talk about like George Carlin when he was on Thomas the Train back in like the early '90s, like right when he was like the height of his abortion like material. And he's on a kids show.
Wasn't Ringo the voice of Thomas?
Ringo, like
Ringo Starr.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the narrator. Ringo Starr was something.
I think he
a promise.
Okay.
I think he promised.
If we were, comment below and just tell us how ignorant we are. We can handle it.
We're gonna
Best
start
way to get the right answer on the internet is to say the wrong answer.
100%. We were talking about how savage the internet can be, and like I was saying that there should be like if you're we were saying if you're drunk you shouldn't be able to go on.
Not be on
You should be on like no drunk text, no drunk posts.
Yeah.
But, like it should ask you like how they give those things when you're buying something on the internet. It's like if I am a robot and you have to click it,
Yep.
but you have to read the screwed up writing, and if you can't read it drunk, that means you can't post.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good.
You could just do like
Well,
make them type a sentence, and then if they like miskey something 5 times, and that's it.
That's
You're
done.
You're nope.
Like trying to get into somebody else's iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you,
locked out gives you
get
an,
on it.
We're gonna make $1
gives you an hour
Where
before
you
you can
at,
get
Bill
back
Gates?
in.
You think Bill Gates would have thought about that by now? He's too busy
Fighting
curing
malaria.
Yeah, curing malaria.
He's wasting his time, honestly. We need anti-drunk computer devices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they make you like, if you want to, I don't know if you've ever like just been like, I hate Facebook, I'm done with it, and then you're just like, it's like, are you sure?
Oh, yeah, it
Are
asks
you
you, like,
really,
4 times.
really sure? But like to comment, like I'm
It'll
like,
show you, it'll
yeah,
show you
sure.
pictures too. It'll be like, remember this? Like, remember all the good times we've
Yeah.
had?
But they'll let you screw up your reputation in 2 seconds.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem.
And they'll,
Like,
and they'll make
anytime-
sure you stick around for it.
Those blasts from the past. You know how many posts I've deleted
Oh, yeah.
because it
That's how I
showed
do
me
it.
what I did that day. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
me too. My Facebook is slowly depleting itself because I'm deleting it as it pops up. I'm like, nope. I don't want that anymore.
well, Facebook has existed for like 15 years now,
Yeah.
something like that.
I've had one since 2008, 2008.
Yeah.
So.
It
Yeah,
lets
I
you.
was like a
I'm
junior in
pretty sure it
high
lets you know that the other
2007.
day.
It does. It'll be like, remember this from 12 years ago?
I
Wow.
wish I didn't.
I do. Now, yes, now
I didn't
I
want to.
remember.
Here's a generic friend video we put of you, and
Oh, yeah.
You know,
those are-
Some
So
random friend you never talked to.
I'd be like, and they make those videos make it seem like you know, you guys had such great times. It'll pick like a random friend that's like you're in 3 pictures with, and it'll be like it's like, well, I don't know. I think that was like one time like 8 years ago, dude. Like we're not that close.
Yeah,
Like,
we
pop
were-
up for you like a month ago, and it was literally just like,
Hey.
you guys have liked 3 posts together. It's like the only thing. There's no pictures of us together anywhere.
Pretty sure anytime I try and get in a picture with you, you're just like, nope,
I don't
not happening.
That's smart.
It's
right.
good.
You only be in the pictures that you want to be in.
Distance yourself. It's better. It's better that way.
At least they'll have to guess it. Well, yeah. Again, we're sitting here with Wine Witch now. You like, you just play a show in Jonesboro? Is that what you're saying?
Last night.
Last
yes.
night.
With Onus at Cregan's Bar, with Sleuthfoot, Trench, and Garbage Man. Garbage Man is coming to town Monday.
5 bands on this bill?
Yeah, four.
That's that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's one heavy-handed lineup right there.
And on a Tuesday.
On a a weekday show, getting people out to a
Those are
weekday
fun
show.
shows to play.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what was the bar or the venue in Jonesboro?
Cregan's.
Cregan's.
Irish
Cregan's.
Bar. Yeah, if you're ever in town, check it out. It's like a legit Irish bar.
Oh,
You
nice.
think you're in Ireland. I had corned beef and cabbage with a literal, like, 2 fists worth of mashed potatoes and gravy. Perfect pre-show.
I'm about to say pre-show.
That sounds,
man.
sounds very heavy, Ed.
Well, we play heavy music.
I think we've got
so
the answer to this. Right
I thought about
All right,
blood
so
move.
You see, like, if before a show, I'm not trying to eat too much
I
before a
take
show.
naps before shows.
You take a nap?
Oh, yeah. I get really tired. I just want to sit down.
They have like
I have to
pre-show.
conserve my energy so that I can,
Yeah.
play drums.
I bet you could pass a lie detector test. You
This
like
guy
before a
could.
show, you don't get like amped and jacked. You just like,
No,
I'm gonna take a.
it's been like that since I played lacrosse like my whole life, and even before like games, I just would get really sleepy. And everyone's like jumping around, and like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, all right, let's go. Like,
You're
but as
kinda-
soon as it starts, I'm
Yeah,
good.
You're kind of like at a static, like not bad and not like
no,
oh I'm
you're-
great. You're
no-
just kind of
no
like I'm
peaks and
good
valleys.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Until it's showtime.
And then you're an absolute
Nuts.
garanimal.
That's
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
see-
that's the time you do it.
100%, man.
Let it loose.
100%.
Open the doors.
Yeah. It's like a hose. You have to kink the hose. You know.
Which
Fun fact, Patrick, you don't know this yet. So, like,
No, no.
a lot of bands practice at my house, Wine Witch being one of them. The drummer from Onus was looking at all the broken drumsticks in that room, and he was thinking, oh, God, like, what has he done to my set? My poor baby.
what do you have? You guys have like a practice set like everybody shares?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, whoever set is there, people are going to use. It's kind of the rule.
Yeah, I've got a storage unit in Midtown that most of my other bands practice at. But for Wine Witch, typically we practice at Ed's house.
Okay.
So
God, that's such an advantage.
The house
They're having a
situation?
house,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And, like, I'm in a rare situation because I'm really good friends with all my neighbors. So they don't call the cops, they call me, which is
Well,
so nice.
they dig it. The
Primo.
neighbors come to the show, man.
Yeah.
Really?
They
Yes.
do.
Yeah, if it's early enough. Like,
Right.
like
Yeah, they're
they were like,
getting
"What
up to
time are you guys
50.
playing?"
Keith
I'll
and-
say like 8.
Yeah, Noel came to a show
Yes,
like
they
last
did.
month.
Is this
Shout
Midtown
out to
House?
Keith and Noel.
No, it's
This is in East Memphis.
In East Memphis.
So these are East
Yeah.
Memphis people.
Yeah.
East Memphis
it's
adults.
even tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them. Good for you. That's awesome.
Dream,
Although
man.
I can't see myself being mad at you, man. You're so damn pleasant.
Isn't he though?
Yeah.
God bless.
Oh, just wait.
My mama raised me.
You must. Manners have no bearing on absolute animalistic behaviors afterward. You got pre-show nap. You pre-show haggis.
Carbo load.
Haggis.
Yeah.
You're eating sheep
Pre-show
stomach. What are you
haggis.
doing before a show?
I'm drinking.
Drinking.
No, I don't know. I try not to. There was a time like when we first. This was before you guys were even a part of it. So glad you are though. That I was trying. I was like, you know what? If I can't rock out sober at a
Yeah.
show, then I shouldn't be doing it at all. So I did a few of those where I was like, okay, cool. The energy is still there. But now I've done that. That was a fun experiment.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
take a few shots and then I jump around a little bit and just kind of.
That's a really good theory and practice right there. If you like, that's kind of like the measure. Like anything you have to do drunk, you really don't enjoy.
Right.
Like, 'cause you
I mean, more or less, it feels like, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I say that as like there's plenty of stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of cool to see that you can do that, and that's not the main motivating force that gets you up there in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I was, just to prove it, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I love this, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right? Yeah, I do.
I always do. I do a PBR and a shot of tequila before I go up on stage.
PBR shot of tequila?
Yeah.
I have to cap it. No more than 3 shots.
No more. Three shots. I would forget. Half the crap I was doing up there.
If my mom sees this, she's going to be so pissed off.
I raised you, baby.
You don't drink!
I stopped drinking before shows because one of my old bands played a Weezer cover show, and it was also my birthday, so I drank like half a bottle of whiskey. Ed was there. It was great. And thankfully it was Weezer, so I just like instinctually remembered them, but I remember like halfway through it and I was like, I have no idea where we are, what's happening. I can't feel anything past
Gotta
the
have the
knees.
cutoff pre-show.
So I was like,
Gotta
no
have a
more.
line.
No more of this.
Yes. You got to save it till afterwards. Save it.
Yeah, then you can go crazy if you want.
If you want. Yeah.
Then you don't even have to. Maybe you don't want to afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you want to enjoy the other bands that are playing on the show with you.
Right? Maybe have a few more so you can get in there and really just push some people around in a healthy, positive
constructive
way. In a
way.
constructive way. Some good, lighthearted shoving around. Spotties.
Yeah.
So
So what you got any shows coming up that we get to look forward to?
June 4th. Pagan Mom House.
Okay.
Familiar?
Yes. We had Shame Figure in here, and they were talking about
Yeah.
Big One House. Yeah, we know Katie.
I think, is that somebody in that band's house? I'm not.
Yeah.
Does Farmer run that?
Well, it's Katie
Okay.
Moore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
her house, and she gets to have she has bands come in, and they get to play
Oh, okay,
and stuff
cool.
like that. They got an agreement with the neighbors and stuff like that. So
There you
a
go.
lot of touring bands, and they get to play the venue, get to sleep at.
Oh, that's
You know?
nice.
That's what we did with Spotty. my old band ran a house venue like that. So we had a bunch of, it was like indie emo music, but we had a bunch of bands that would come through on these tour runs, and then they'd sleep there.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. We met a ton of people. Met some really cool bands. Spotty was a good time.
I didn't know this, but
Yeah.
I didn't know you.
That was before even Wax. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so it sounds like there's been a change in lineup over the years. What's been going on? How are we at where we're at now?
Oh man,
That's a
well,
story.
I can streamline it. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Right.
since you guys weren't there.
Nanny poo poo.
So yeah, wait, Wine Witch is like a year old now, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little baby. And before that, it started off. It was just me and my friend Wes, who were still cool.
Mm-hmm.
We parted ways. I don't think his head was really in it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see it, I mean that genuinely, man. I love you.
Always in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, no, we're
Life
cool.
happens.
He
life
actually,
changes.
the first show that Patrick was drumming
Yes.
on, he came
Yeah,
to
he came out.
and
That's
supported.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I was really, it made me really happy, to know that was cool. But yeah, we were doing that for a year, and it was just a 2-piece.
Okay.
And then, which was really because I had all this music that was just not getting made. I was playing music with these guys. We play.
He
and-
thought a sub-octave pedal would fill in for a bass player. It was adorable.
I'm doing that in a band right now,
I know.
and it's not.
I really want to hear
Look,
it.
you gotta get the big bass amp and the guitar amp and the sub octave, and
Yep.
then just blast it in
Yes.
someone's face. So
Yes.
that worked, and then we turned
Always
and just
feels
turn it up, and that kind of did okay for a while. But then you can't there's so much more. There's so much you can't do. I want to jam, I want to diddle,
Yeah,
and I can't diddle.
you can't, man. And if you do it, I just saw Rain Wolf. the
Oh
other day.
man,
Yeah, that's God's gift to rock and roll right now.
he'll be like singing and like.
He was standing up on the monitor at the high tone, and he's playing without strumming, and
Yeah.
he lean over and grab the mic, sing while he's
Yes.
doing that, and it sounds amazing.
And honestly, Rain Wolf, if you watch this,
Please
$15
do.
can get you a set of strap blocks.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't care. Like, he wants his guitar to fall
I
on the
think it's a
ground.
part of the act.
Dude,
I think
yeah.
it's a part of the
makes
act.
it even better.
100%. Yeah, he knows what he's
He's
doing.
knows.
He's showing off.
Yeah, it's a show. He's a showman.
So show off.
And he was originally just a one. I saw him at Music Midtown back in
Yeah.
2012.
Him and a kick drum.
It was him and a kick drum,
Yep.
and he was like not the first act, but the second act, still daylight, sun beaming right on you. He pushed the kick drum right up past the monitor, and he's just kicking that thing, and he's doing that, just hammer on playing.
Yeah.
It was bananas. And then I was like, oh, he's gonna come. This is gonna blow everybody's face off. But now he's got a rhythm section,
Full band, yeah.
and it is killer.
They're heavy, man.
They're heavy. But talking about diddling, like he would like I don't just like that word.
I did.
He would be
Good
diddling
word.
himself up on
Diddling
stage.
up there.
But he would have that. I don't know what pedal it is or what sound effect, but when you're not to fill that gap between, it's like almost that feedback.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly going.
It's like an extreme fuzz.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
And like, so if he would want to do solo, it's still anytime he's not hitting the note,
It's
it would hit that, and like so there's no gaps. I think that's like a great way if you're doing a 2-piece or something like that. I got to figure out how to do that.
That is the thing about if it's 2 people, that was a lesson I learned really fast. Was like it's a lot of space up there, man.
Yeah.
So
Like,
yeah,
Patrick
and you
I
need to utilize it.
played together
Or
for a long time.
We've been
Just
playing,
us two.
We've been playing music together since we were in high school.
Yeah,
Okay.
Since
I
2006.
learned how to play drums to Ed's bass.
I
What are you
learned
guys,
how to play
47
bass
now?
to his- yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
I was
as a
back in high
two-piece,
school.
you have all this space. So that's when I learned how to tap.
Yeah.
And so I could fill the treble areas. I could fill the bass areas. I could do anything I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm at physical space. Like
Oh.
it's very lonely up there.
I'm
But
talking
yeah,
about sonic
Ed's like
space. Yeah.
it's like the sonic space, and I was feeling it.
But like with you and Wes, like I came to so many of those shows.
He
They're
did.
Always
Ed
lit.
was super supportive.
Yes.
From day one, and I'm the main man. That's my main man.
Ed's got a big boy job, and he's out late at night at shows constantly.
My
Supporting-
coworkers don't know how I do it.
He'll hit me
They're
up.
younger than I am. They're like, I can't keep up with you. I'm
Yeah.
like, coffee. Dude.
Coffee, dude. Coffee and Ananda.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, this is the time where we're supposed to have all that energy.
Yeah.
If you're not spending it now, you're screwed because you're not gonna have it later.
It's not gonna just come like later. Like I'll save it for when I'm 50.
Yeah. Unless you go vegan, and you get that young person's, like, you know, like if you, I can't say it accurately right now, but like, so I remember this comic said, he's like, if you want that young D, you got to go vegetarian.
What? I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either, but
I'm not. Yeah.
Cite your sources, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know the physics behind that, but
I guess he's speaking from experience. He had a low
you know,
barbecue, just like going right into your gullet. Doesn't
I don't know if I had to choose between like sex and barbecue. I think I'd go barbecue.
you go for barbecue?
Oh man, I can't just throw it away. Are you kidding me?
It's just for procreation.
Okay, then
Booties.
I can eat it afterwards. I can just take breaks where it's like one or the other.
You can make love to barbecue and eat it. You can't. Well, all right.
Well, I
never mind.
mean, well, you say that.
I say that. No. Yeah. All right. We're
anyways.
going off the rails.
2-piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
it was a 2-piece, and this manimal came into in the group. Now you're filling all the gaps, and it's heavy, man, and it's hard hitting. I mean, you got that thud. I mean, and everybody. I mean, it's what's funny is after if you see anybody who's come to one of your shows and afterwards, everybody kind of just does this when they walk out the door. They're like,
I do that too.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah. It's a force to be reckoned with.
after the show. I'm like head down, like okay, gear. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. I want everyone who's there to like enjoy it. So
Yeah.
it's like, and I don't want to look up and see somebody who's like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
come
I'm
off that
like,
stage with a runner's
Oh,
high.
thank you. That's
Some
great.
people just need the hate, though.
That's what happens.
Some people just need the hate.
They need
They're
the hate?
Yeah.
I mean, if
What's
you know
wrong?
what,
They
if you
can-
need
as long
that,
as they keep
I
coming
was
out.
Yeah,
They
who
can hate it
cares?
as much as
Look.
they please. I don't
Well,
care.
yeah, right.
Oh, no.
I was just saying the other day, I was like, every good story needs a villain. You know, if we need
Yeah.
to fill that role for you, well, that's fine.
Gladly.
Yeah.
You know,
So long
or the
as you're
hero
not
will be the
bored.
hero or the villain or both. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever gets you to pay the money to come into the show, I guess. Whatever you need, man.
Yeah. No. I'm 100% there. A body in the crowd, whether they hate
Hey,
it or
better.
not.
It's better than empty space.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just practice.
It is, and we've
Exactly.
definitely had
Exactly.
we've
Yeah.
definitely had
Yeah.
shows
Well,
where it's
those are real
practice.
fun.
Like Blackfoot Gypsies are playing at the at
Oh.
Inglewood Hall tonight.
Yeah.
Great band.
I
We played
interviewed them before, actually.
You interviewed them?
Actually, well, when I lived in Knoxville, they're from Nashville, right?
I think they're from
In
Nashville,
area?
yeah.
Okay, so I was living in Knoxville, and I was like, dude, I don't have any money to go to these shows. I was totally like, just kind of out there, broke, kid. And I was like, oh, I know how I'll do. I'll just tell them I'm with the press, and I'll interview them.
Yeah.
And so, like, they were like, I did, and they were like, oh, cool. And they took me back to this private room, and I just busted out a broken iPhone, and I was like, so, guys, what's up? And they're like, you want to, hit this? And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
Hit
So,
this
yeah.
interview.
That's
They're
my
like,
kind of band.
they're like, where is this going to be posted to? And I was like, yeah. It's I don't even remember what I called it. Like
Show.
the Rock and Roller
Incorporated.
.org.
You put an org on there. It's a non-profit.
It beats .zz.
Well, I was saying because like they're
Nobody knows
playing,
what that means.
they're playing tonight at
It's
Inglewood
a
Hall.
broke top level domain.
We opened up for them like 2-3 years ago, and it was it was like a Wednesday show or something like that, and it was we were playing for them,
Yeah.
and they were playing for us.
Oh man,
It was just one of those rough kind of.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was like after a festival or maybe Music Fest or something like that, and so it was just kind of rough. So like it was one of those moments where you're like, I want people to see this amazing
Yeah.
band.
Yes.
It kind of just didn't work out like that, but hopefully they have a better turnout tonight.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw all them witches that way.
that was
So there was like 6 people in the crowd.
Wasn't
It was
that
at
at
Hightown.
Lafayette's?
It was at Hightown.
High
I
Tone
was
it
at-
High Tone?
It was literally 6
And,
people in
like,
the crowd. And
you
it was
know,
the best show I've ever
they'll
seen.
play to sold out crowds in like Belgium and
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
like they'll come here and there's 6 people and like, well, we were diehard singing every word.
Yeah.
We were jumping
Like
around.
really getting into it, and it's like trying to make up for that. I guess like
We did
I don't know, hard. Not all them witches, or they're
You
some,
fan? You don't even know.
Yes.
They're about to be.
Yeah. It's a long car ride back to Midtown, my friend.
Yeah, right.
I just played that band for a girl from Germany this weekend for the first time, and it was just like it was their new album, not the new album, but the album before Sleep Through the War.
Yep.
And
That's
it was,
great, man.
It's
What a good
sensual,
record.
it's sexual,
like,
and it was like.
Was it 5, 6,
Let me just
7?
say, it was the greatest. It was the greatest because that's
5, 6, 7. I think
5,
that-
6, 7.
yeah.
Am I going up?
Am I going down?
Coffee, Bruce Lee.
No,
What up?
3, 5, 7.
3,
Oh,
5,
yeah, it's
7.
like 3, 5, 7.
7.
Yeah, Matt Qualls, producer here in Memphis, he actually got to work and produce a split with Heavy Eyes. with
Oh,
them. This
man.
is like early on, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
What?
Yeah, a lot of crossover, weird crossover here in Memphis, man.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, because everybody makes the trip to Nashville,
But
so
Speaking of
Some
heavy
people are
guys,
coming.
yeah.
trip. Like I see him out in Collierville,
Yeah.
kind of a lot, and I always want to say hi, and I know he'd be like super sweet, but I just fangirl out whenever I see him. It's like, oh my god, it's Trip.
So Trip's the man, dude.
I've literally
He will-
been listening to Heavy Eyes for years before I even knew they were from Memphis.
Yeah.
Like just like I put them on Spotify, rock out, and then oh yeah, it's Trips.
If you're a book reader and you talk about novelists and stuff like that, he will talk about that all night with you.
There you go.
Because
Yeah.
Heavy Eyes was one of the bands when I first moved to Memphis. A friend in Atlanta was like, "All right, when you go there, check out Heavy Eyes. You need to check them out." I was like, "Awesome!" And then
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, and then you know, it's such a small city. You get to be friends with them and kind of like hang out, and it's just that's why one of the things I love about this city.
Dude,
And it's also like the bad part about the city too, because if there's someone you don't like or something like you don't get along with, you see them, and then you have to learn how to like cohabitate. So
Yeah.
it's
It's like living with an ex-girlfriend.
yes, it can be if you're not
Yeah.
careful, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
This
know,
is a
just
big,
gotta
small
watch.
town.
I don't know.
100%.
Just don't be a douche.
Don't be a douche.
Don't
Easy.
be a douche.
It's pretty simple, right
And
there.
if you are, be quick to apologize if
Yeah.
you can.
That's
Hum-
some sage
humble
advice.
thyself.
Yeah, sage
Sage
advice.
from Ross. Good stuff.
It comes from
I'm gonna
experience.
get it tattooed on my.
It comes from experience. I'm putting sage advice on this. I just love that phrase.
Yeah.
Because I always know sage as that
The
should
herb.
name-
terrible
You should
smelling
record
Oh,
But it cleanses the
a, you
spirits.
should record
does.
a stand-up album called
sage advice. Yeah, and it's just
You're
me
welcome.
cursing
See you.
at people.
Giving the
You son of a...
anytime I see one of my sisters, she's kind of like more of the hippie sort,
Mhm.
and she has sage, and she'll
she
light it
cleansing
and she'll
your aura.
cleanse me. She'll be like, "I
Nice.
your aura, man, in my house." And stuff like, "All right, good to see you too."
Yeah,
Love.
Thank
Your
you.
You got a
house has
family member that
roadkill?
needs to clean the spirits off of you before you come in? Are you an uncle?
No,
Oh.
no.
Okay, all right, cool. Can't wait to see what she douses you with before you hold her kid.
Just flames.
She just sets you on fire.
That'll do it.
Jakaris.
I mean, rubbing alcohol only gets rid of 99.99% of germs, but that'll get them all.
Yeah.
That'll get them all.
Yeah, I gotta find. I gotta
Singe 'em.
clean this Post Malone off this dude.
Oh man.
Well, so do we have any EPs, any music, any future prospects, anything we're looking to do? I mean, 'cause you said
We have
lots of
we have a
prospects.
trajectory. Well, we have talked about this, and we have a general trajectory. We have a general plan. So, like I said, it's been like a year, and honestly, don't really have any merch. I've got I had a friend do up like Wine Winch as like the name. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah.
image that we had or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just the name, and it's done up like the vines. We don't have anything with it on it. I don't know. I like to tell people that I'm intentionally keeping us low key.
Yeah.
Just to really build the hype for, which is I don't know. Maybe it's like laziness and lack of money. I don't know.
We've been
A little bit of
operating
both.
since July for
Right. But we're on a good path right now, and it's now that we've got
2
the three
months.
of
This
us.
is lined
Yeah.
up. 3 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
3 months?
2-3
With
months
this.
now that it is
We got a
now.
lot
So
done in like 2 months. So
and so there's no rush for me, or I feel like personally to like on any of that stuff. Like I'm more concerned about shirts and stuff. Like they'll come when they come. I'm
Yeah.
more concerned about putting together like a really quality record. And I think we were talking about
yeah, we're writing
EP,
now.
yeah,
EP
writing
will
now.
be in July.
new stuff, new stuff.
Yeah.
You can find some old stuff
that
on
people can't
Bandcamp.
wait to hear. I'm sure. The sound's evolving too. Now that it's this setup, like than what it started out with, like how it started out in my head, which is awesome. And I don't know. I thought that it was going to be a project where it was like all me This is my ideas. But then now that I'm playing with you guys, it's like, no, dude, we're a team, dude.
Yeah.
And we're doing this thing, and I'm like, yes, more, Ed, more,
Yeah.
Patrick, more. And,
That's a gift, man. That's really a gift if you get to work with people and then kind of and have that appreciation, man. 'Cause
It's
a good
big.
song.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to always find, you know. And
Yes.
when you just, I mean, you know,
Yeah,
I'm sure,
I mean, it's like playing for years with different people and stuff like that, and
It
then
doesn't always work. It doesn't always click.
9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter, you know. I mean, think about how many first dates you've had, you know. Like, there's a reason why it was a first and there was a last. So if you get to find somebody, you got to hold on and latch onto that.
I feel like every date's a first date.
That's why Ed and I've been
Sadly.
playing music together as well.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
First and last date.
Yes.
So July, I think.
July, yeah.
focus.
July?
Yeah, July. The show's
I was
out.
thinking about, I think we're gonna start off. We're gonna put together a really thoughtful EP.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 songs. Not just, I don't know, like we were talking about. As far as that's probably what we'll do right after this interview is go talk more about that.
Yeah.
And get weird with it. I think today we're gonna be getting weird. Gonna try and bring in some new sounds. I don't know how, in whatever way, whatever fashion that shows itself. And then July. And then by the end of the year, album.
Nice.
By the end of
Yeah.
maybe by fall.
Yeah, wonderful. We write
If you all behave.
right now.
Yeah.
We write a song pretty much every time we get together.
Oh, that's the best.
I mean, it just
They come together.
They come
I think because
together.
we know how to work with each other, and we
Yeah.
know music pretty well now.
And all 3 of us are pretty similar. Like, he and I, since we played together so long, we can just get into a room and just start playing.
you just know
Yeah.
at that point.
So it becomes a song.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
Just
but
like
then-
the improvisation, and then playing
Yeah.
with you, I've gotten to know your style. So like literally, it's the
Yeah, you
same
have.
story. We
Yeah.
just get into the room, we make noise, and it just happens to be fantastic.
and then, like
Maybe
maybe
the 3 of us have been playing music together for like almost 2 years now in one way, shape,
Or
or
another.
form.
Yeah.
Are the other projects still going?
Guaranteed
Yeah.
Wax is
Guaranteed
still going
Wax
strong.
is still going.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy James Laws.
What up?
I know he'll.
Oh,
I know he
Miss
loves.
you,
He'll
boo.
love that.
Yeah.
We're kind of on a hiatus with that, and
We're just
oh,
writing.
no,
We're
writing. Like,
Writing.
no, I mean not like
Writing
from
an
not
album.
playing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean like
But-
we're it's in a writing phase.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're just gonna push that project just to like a really because it's music's different. I don't know, and it's very a lot different. So
I don't know if you've ever seen Guaranteed Wax, but it's much more like
Oh, yeah.
psychedelic.
it's a little bit it's
Oh, yeah.
more psychedelic.
We played together.
I'm a bad
Oh yeah, that
friend.
was my first show with Guaranteed Wax. This man, that was my first show with Guaranteed Wax.
I say that the other night, it was at Rainwolf, and I saw this kid, and he was looking at me right in my eye.
From across the room.
Yeah, and I was like, and I didn't recognize him. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, cool, man, how you been? I'm like, awesome.
Great.
Yeah, and he's like, and
So good.
I just said, screw it, I'm going to ask him, like, where do we know each other from? He's like, we played together, you know, not like about a year ago. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so
a bad
sorry. I'm so sorry. You know,
That happens.
it does happen.
I mean, we play a lot of shows with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that's probably happened to me where I'm like, hey, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
this guy right here,
Usually takes I need a long form conversation to
something
like,
engaging.
something,
Yeah.
and then I can have like, that's right.
See, I can memorize minute details about people, like what they did when they were 5 and who's their favorite My Little Pony. But names,
That's because you're a savant.
Wait.
I
Wait,
cannot
wait,
get.
wait. Tell me something about me. No,
Uh,
wait, don't.
Your favorite My Little Pony is.
Twinkle Buttercup.
I just learned that there is a weird. I mean, maybe not weird. I don't know what you're into,
I'm
but
really nervous right now.
I'm not gonna get into the Little Pony? There's like a fetish, man.
No.
Bronies.
That's it.
Bronies.
I used to
Brownies.
go to parties
Well,
and convince people that I was.
I didn't believe it.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
It's a
funny.
thing.
I didn't
thought it was
believe it
fun.
until I did
Yes.
some personal research, and that is a real thing. And
Oh, yeah.
You
can't
tainted your search
you
history
can't
with that?
unsee that.
I will do one better for you. My sister, her senior thesis was on the subculture of bronies.
No.
That's
She wrote a 15-page paper
Is it
on
publicly available?
bronies. I don't know.
Hey, it's a
that would be
thesis. It
great
probably
read.
is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Oh my!
But like her major was linguistics and her minor was in Arabic. So I have no idea where bronies came into any of that.
Like a shark.
You know what?
Yeah.
Weird.
You know what would tie this all together?
Yeah.
Bronies.
And how it dictates certain nomenclature and certain. Maybe that's how she did it because
Maybe, yeah.
linguistic. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
They have their own language.
she wrestled that one out. And she,
gives a whole new meaning to jabroni.
they have them here when they have the furry fests and all that. The Comic
My
Cons.
old boss accidentally stumbled into a furry fest. It was at
Is that
Whispering
what he
Woods
told you?
Conference
Yeah.
Center.
No, he accidentally stumbles
That
every
we-
year.
He did their IT stuff for them for that conference center, and he shows up because their servers are down or something, and he walks into the lobby and he's just swarmed with furries, and he's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And so he goes back out to his car, gets his camera, and just starts going click, click, click.
I mean, it's an experience. I was in Chattanooga, and they all descended upon Chattanooga, and I was like, what? I was at Starbucks.
Descended?
I was like, what's
Out of the
happening?
mothership?
No,
Just-
seriously, I was literally like sitting there drinking coffee and like looking. I was downtown, so I was like looking down the street, and there was just like hordes of them, like slowly, like what?
They just started.
kinda
That
freaked me
sounds
out a
like
little
something
bit.
out of a movie, man.
By the way, you think you're in an animal costume,
Yeah,
so
it's the summertime too.
and they don't know. Like, think about how
Where's the
a
bush
magical way to hook up with somebody. They don't know what you look like,
Uh.
so you kind of like if you're like kind of ashamed or you're kind of bashful or something like that. You don't have to worry about appearance.
Yeah.
You just got to worry about how much money you spend on your cloth
Sure.
or your fur.
Yeah.
Cloth. Or
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean it's all. I
Going
mean.
back to deodorant though.
if you're in animals, maybe that's like
The must.
I
they
like
call
to-
it pheromones at that point.
There you
You
go.
know,
Right? I mean, if you're really in character, which I would be if I would.
yeah,
If I'm-
if I was stumbling upon,
If I happened to stumble
I'm
upon.
gonna buy you a costume to wear at shows.
Sweet, I'll have two.
Well played.
I like to imagine that they have like what are those little backpack with the water things?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a little
Yeah.
water in
Camel
there.
pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camel pack inside. That's what I do.
I just
Get a couple
just
ice
have a bunch of jewels.
ice packs.
Juice.
a bunch of jewels.
Jewels.
Couple jewels. You just see fucking see some just vape smoke coming out. You would.
I
You
would,
would.
100%. That'd be
Dirty
incredible.
dog.
I'm just saying, I think they're freer than I am.
No,
Yes.
If you
There's
could dress up like an
something to
animal and like, 'cause I think
there's something to
they're
that.
mating at that point.
Like,
I don't
we-
even think they're.
I will
'Cause that's
get up
really
on
what it
stage
is.
and act a fool, but
Yeah.
Technology is a
Yeah, I can't.
beautiful
he
thing.
has,
That's
He has
hardcore.
a hard hat and a safety vest, and he won't wear it to shows.
I know.
That's
Well,
all
because
I
we're
want
not
in
the
life.
village
Well,
people.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Although
in
if
life.
you had like a banging version of like in the Navy,
Yeah.
that would be
Look,
pretty awesome.
I'm not lying when
We're
I
doing
say
it
we
tonight.
have, we did
Tonight.
toss the idea out there, and I'm not taking it. I'm not saying it's off the table.
Can I be the police officer?
You can be
gotta
whatever,
be
whatever you
Tom.
want, as long as
Oh, we need
Construction worker,
to-
police officer. What do you got?
We have a whip.
What are all of them?
guys.
You can be
Cowboy?
construction
Like
worker,
an-
police
I
officer.
think
Native American.
Let's probably not do that one.
And
I'd
the
probably
Navy,
be-
and the Navy guy.
With the
Is the
current,
Navy guy
with the
making
current
that up?
political climate,
Yeah, no,
maybe
there's a
skip that one.
sailor.
Sailor?
Yeah,
Let's be like,
you can be the cowboy.
Yeah.
With your
As soon as
big
they see
10-pound
them,
hat.
you could be whatever you want. They're gonna be like, yeah. You could, actually, I think you're a librarian. They'd be like, oh,
I'll be a
I remember that one.
yeah, right. There he goes. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
So June 4th, next show. We
That's
got that at the
Pagan Mom House with
House.
Rosie too. Shout out, we love Rosie, dude.
Oh, I just
Ro-
got to play
Yes.
with
Rosie,
Yeah.
I love
That was
those.
fantastic.
I
I
love those
missed them
guys.
at the PNH when they just played. Was it last
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, I filled in on that show.
You filled in on that
We,
show?
I love playing with them, man. Well,
Yeah.
they're so good. Michaela's
they're
just ripping, dude, on the vocals. God.
And then Will on
guitar.
on guitar.
some of his
He's-
riffs, man.
yeah.
He's
It's
got
like
What's Will's last name? Do we know?
Forrest.
Will Forrest. Yeah.
Forrest.
I think we got that one right.
Just
He's absolutely incredible.
talent
Will
galore,
Forrest,
dude.
any band that he is in, look him up. Just Google his name or something like
sprinkle
that.
some magic on it.
Yeah, he is a beast and a half, man. He's a pleasure to watch, and he'll shred, but then he'll just tastefully just graze certain notes, and it's just
Yeah, very tasteful.
Yes.
Oh man. So yeah, that'll be with them, and then I feel bad. It's a band from Little Rock. It's the name's escaping me right now. Which this happens a lot. So we have one song on our Bandcamp, and it's untitled
Is it
because
Big Rock?
I've never untitled. So people will listen to that, and then they'll be like, "Hey, we heard you guys, and we want to play a show with you." Like, okay, cool. Well, that song I don't think captures like what we do live, which is a lot more intense. And that song, that it starts off chill, but then it gets heavier.
Oh.
And so like I'm always afraid, and I feel like that's like, I mean, I'm all about it. And usually they're like, no, we like heavy. Heavier is good. And it's like, okay, we like high energy, but it's just like, I feel like people will expect one thing, and then when we're like, then we'll deliver something drastically different.
Yeah.
Like that band from New York that we played with the other night.
Oh,
they were like, you guys are...
Shake the Baby Till the Love Comes Out.
Yes.
That was so good.
Yes.
So good, too.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance because we were playing in the big room that night, so I didn't get a chance to see him. But like,
what a night too! That whole evening.
I got the impression it was entirely improvised.
Yeah, that's felt that way too.
It wasn't.
Shake the Baby Till the Love Comes Out.
Yeah,
that's a name.
That's a name. Can't forget that one.
No, you can't.
And you're like, what does it mean?
Even Wine Witch is a bitchin' name, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
All credit.
That's well, that goes back to Wes, old drummer. His uncle was his uncle Jimmy was.
I knew it. I always thought so, but I wasn't sure.
What?
You knew it. The Hisoy Bros. They had a song called Wine Witch. And a music video and everything.
My old drummer's uncle Jimmy is the drummer for Hisoy Bros, and we couldn't figure out a name when we were first starting out. And his Jimmy came over and was like helping us with something on the drum kit, and he was like, well, my uncle has this single Wine Witch, and I was like, we asked him if he could. I was like, that's a cool name, and I was like, Jimmy, do you care if we use it? And he was like, no, it'd be awesome. And I heard through the grapevine. Wine. I was going to try and do some kind of pun there. Anyway, I heard through the that was bad.
I heard through the vineyard.
Man. I heard through the grapevine the other day that someone was like, yeah, I knew that was a Hisoy Bros song. I was talking to the dude who was like the singer, and they were like, you see these guys? You heard about these guys taking our name, taking the song name? And then like Jimmy was like, no, dude, I told him it was cool. That's my nephew or whatever. And he was like, oh, cool, awesome, I'm on it.
All right. My apologies.
Do you know what a wine witch is? Wine witch is like a term for when you're trying to like go sober and you get the urges to drink again. That is a wine witch, like giving you the urges. To drink.
No, I didn't know that.
Like the pre.
I imagine it was just like a red stained teeth, like a.
Gotcha.
Well, you will see red stained teeth.
Stumbling up to the bar and be like, "What's that in that Coke can?" And it's like, "It's Coke. No, it's wine.
It's red wine.
And your teeth are red, lady." Or sir, whatever.
That's wild. Well, dude, I guess we're towards the end right here, but Wine Witch, see them live June 4th, and just like them on Facebook, get to know them, because I mean, when the new album comes out, when you guys record, whether it be the fall or the new year or whatever, I'm telling you, I'm really pumped to see it. And if you guys can capture your live show recording, it's going to be incredible.
Heather W. She's got some videos of us on her channel.
Yes. Heather's amazing. She goes out to show.
Memphis.
I believe Memphis hates us.
Memphis hates you.
Memphis hates you. Like that Facebook, and a lot of the bands that you see, like we're lucky enough to have on the Stump, they have live videos there too. So make sure you appreciate the scene, like them, and go out to a show.
Throw in a quick plug.
Go for it. Anything you want.
Keep up with this. The Instagram at Vineyard of the Witch. I thought I was being clever. Vineyard of the Witch, and that's where we posted right before we walk in. That'll have all the updates on this stuff. So, and we're trying to be better about keeping people up to date. So, if you want to know what we're doing, that's a great place to be. Or just go to the Facebook page. And I hate directing people to those things, but you have to. And that's where you're going to find out what we're doing. So.
Self-promotion is the worst part about doing anything creative.
Yeah,
it's the worst part.
I'm just like, here, come to the thing, check it out.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's okay. That's where we're trying to help, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming in, fellas. Love you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys again.
Awesome.